Traveling is a means to success. Do subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos stay connected. Top Slovenian food and dishes to try when you are in Slovenia. Slovenia is sandwiched between Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia, with a thin sliver of the country hugging the Adriatic Sea. Consequently, Slovenians have borrowed the best from their neighbors and made it their own. Pasta and pastries are reminiscent of Italy, strudels from Austria and carb-heavy stews, potatoes and dumplings taste like the Balkans. Ready to dig in? Slovenian dishes are a reflection of the country's traditions. In this culinary adventure, we'll explore the top 20 Sloven. Idrijski Žlikrofi. Idrijski Žlikrofi is a traditional Slovenian dumpling dish that originated from the town of Idrija in the western part. A prevalent theory says that it was created by local miners' wives in the 19th century. Idrijski Žlikrofi is filled with a savory mixture of potatoes, onions, lard, bacon or cracklings, and herbs. This Slovenian dumpling may look like ravioli, but it has 2 layers of pasta and is twice as fulfilling. Štruklji. Štruklji is a classic Slovenian dumpling-like dish. Its dough is made from wheat or buckwheat phyllo pastry, while its filling is usually cottage cheese, nuts, or fruits for the sweet version and meat, vegetables, or tarragon for the savory version. Created in the 16th century, Štruklji was originally only available to nobles and the middle class on special occasions, such as Christmas. However, it is currently an everyday side dish to go with meat and gravy or to relish with buttered breadcrumbs as a dessert. Potica. Potica is a superb Slovenian pastry dessert for festive occasions, such as Christmas and Easter. Its first recipe appeared as early as the 15th century. Potica derives its appeal from a flaky crust of paper-thin dough covering a toothsome filling. There are more than 100 choices of fillings, with ground walnuts, pumpkin seeds, bacon, and tarragon being the most preferred options. Making potica requires a special baking mold to create distinct, mosaic-like patterns on each slice of this pastry. Prekmurska Gibanica. Prekmurska Gibanica is a famous Slovenian dessert hailing from the Prekmurje region in the country's northeastern part. It is a type of gibanica, layered pastry, made by alternating layers of poppy seeds, cottage cheese, nuts, and fruits between layers of phyllo pastry. A complete Prekmurska Gibanica offers a decadent contrast between the rich, creamy fillings and crisp pastry. This layered dessert is a must-have dessert for many special occasions, especially weddings. Kranjska Klobasa. Kranjska Klobasa, also known as Carniolan sausage, is a renowned type of Slovenian sausage from the Carniola region in the western part. What is so special about this iconic kind of sausage is its complicated makeup. Unlike regular sausages, Kranjska Klobasa requires a specific ratio of pork to bacon, which is often 80% and 20%, respectively. The selection of herbs and spices is also strictly defined, and the sausage is traditionally smoked over beech wood. Pršut. Pršut is a popular type of dry-cured ham in Slovenia, especially in its birthplace, the karst plateau in the country's southwestern region. It enjoys the PGI status ordained by the EU. Locals prepare pršut by salting the hind legs of pigs with coarse sea salt, seasoning them with local herbs, and air-drying them in the Bora wind. The aging process can last from 12 to 36 months and results in a complex taste and a tender texture. The best way to serve the famed Slovenian dry-cured ham is to thinly slice it and enjoy it alongside teran, the fragrant red wine in karst. Jota. Jota is a hearty stew originating from the mountainous and alpine regions of Slovenia. It is also known as Istrian stew since the Slovene Istria region in southwestern Slovenia is its birthplace. Classic Jota consists of boiled sour turnips, mashed potatoes, mashed beans, and cured pork, optional. This nutritious stew has a long shelf life and usually goes with boiled cornmeal, offering a tangy and savory taste and a thick, comforting texture, Jota is a beloved dish for winter. Ričet. Ričet, also known as barley stew, is a traditional Slovenian dish popular in rural and mountainous regions. Its main ingredients are barley, stock, sautéed seasonal vegetables, and cured pork, or other kinds of meat. Showcasing the simplicity and heartiness of peasant cuisine, Ričet was historically the typical fare for prisoners. Nowadays, this rich stew is a well-liked comfort food for Slovenians from all walks of life. Ajdovi Žganci. Ajdovi Žganci, translating to buckwheat spoon bread, is a traditional Slovenian dish made from buckwheat flour, water, and salt. The mixture is cooked and stirred until it forms crumbly bits, which are then served hot. Ajdovi Žganci was formerly a peasant food for people too poor to afford real bread. Today, people pair it with all kinds of food and dishes, like cracklings, yogurt, salads, sausages, or soups. Although buckwheat flour is the namesake ingredient for Ajdovi Žganci, people often prepare it with other ingredients, such as actual wheat or cornmeal. Matevž. Matevž is a simple and rustic Slovenian dish that comes from the Kosevsko region in central Slovenia. It is a mixture of mashed beans, potatoes, and occasional cracklings, which is seasoned with garlic and olive oil. Matevž has its roots in rural, agricultural communities. Its name probably has its roots in the popular male name Matthew. Slovenians usually enjoy Matevž as a versatile side dish with bacon, salads, smoked meat, or sauerkraut. Bograč. Bograč is a Slovenian meat stew that drew inspiration from the similar Hungarian dish goulash. It is especially popular in the Prekmurska region, near the Hungarian border. The main ingredients of this rich stew are meat, such as beef, pork, or venison, mushrooms, onions, potatoes, paprika, and other spices. Bograč is traditionally prepared over an open fire in a traditional cooking pot called bograč, hence the name. Bujta Repa. Bujta Repa is a Slovenian stew of grated pickled turnips, spices, and various pig parts such as the head, skin, or neck. Also, people often add boiled beans and a lot of lard to the stew so that it can reach its famously rich and nourishing taste. Concerning the name, Repa means turnip, while Bujta is kill or slaughter. The latter refers to the fact that locals gather ingredients from slaughterhouses to cook this stew. Slovenians in Prekmurska were the ones who first came up with Bujta Repa as a way to survive winter. Today, some vegetarian recipes replace fatty, meaty ingredients with wholesome plant-based stuff. Štefani Pečenka. Štefani Pečenka, literally Štefani roast, is the Slovenian version of meatloaf. It is a common sight at celebratory meals, such as Christmas and New Year's Eve feasts. Štefani Pečenka includes minced meat, pork or beef, spices, and, most importantly, hard-cooked eggs stuffed inside the loaf. Chefs have to position the eggs carefully so that when they cut the savory meatloaf, every slice contains a piece of creamy eggs. People in Slovenia usually dip the rich slices of Štefani Pečenka in meat gravy and serve them with roasted potatoes. Frtalja. Frtalja is a popular half-omelette, half-pancake dish in Slovenia. It is especially popular in western Slovenia, where locals mostly serve it as a light meal or appetizer. Because Frtalja relies heavily on fresh herbs and greens, it is more common during spring and summer, with wild asparagus, young garlic sprouts, fennel, and parsley being popular ingredients. People chop and mix them with a batter of flour and eggs, then pan-fry the dish. Frtalja goes well with bacon chops, sausages, or mushrooms, though this pancake-like dish is delicious enough on its own. Regratova Solata. Regratova Solata, also known as dandelion salad, is a favorite springtime dish in Slovenia. It is made by dressing fresh dandelion greens in a simple vinaigrette of red wine vinegar, olive oil, and salt. While fresh dandelion is bitter, the tanginess of vinegar and the richness of olive oil help balance the flavor profile perfectly. Some versions feature hard-boiled eggs, potatoes, or sweet dandelion flowers for a more substantial meal. Tlačenica. Tlačenica, also known as Rieswurst, or Svagl, is the Slovenian version of head cheese. It is often associated with rural areas and farm life and represents an economical way to use leftover meat and offal. Slovenians make tlačenica by filling a pig intestine or stomach with a spiced mixture of pork chops, pork cheeks, skin, and offal, like hearts and tongues. The final step is to boil the sausage in water. Tlačenica can be eaten right away with bread and garlic as a cold appetizer or smoked for long-term preservation. This savory dish boasts a rich, savory flavor and gelatinous texture. Prežganka. Prežganka, literally brown soup, is a traditional Slovenian soup with a base of brown flour or breadcrumbs. It hails from the mountainous region of Upper Carniola in northern Slovenia. From a dish with humble origins, Prežganka is now a widely enjoyed specialty across Slovenia and a recommended dish for people with digestive problems. Locals sometimes whisk eggs into the soup to create a richer flavor. Some people even regard Prežganka as an effective cure for hangovers. Obara. Obara is a traditional Slovenian stew made with a variety of meats, including beef, chicken, game, or even offal. It often includes various vegetables, such as carrots, potatoes, onions, garlic, and parsnips. Thanks to the diversity of its ingredients, Obara offers many seasonal and regional variations within Slovenia. Its thick, rich sauce and tender chunks of meat and vegetables are an ideal match for the buckwheat spoon bread Ajdovi Žganci. Pasulj. Pasulj is a popular Slovenian bean stew that has its roots in the broader Balkan region. Created as a peasant dish for winter survival, it is a hearty and nutritious mixture of white beans, bacon or sausage, optional, onions, garlic, and various spices. Pasulj is prepared by slowly cooking the ingredients to meld their flavors together. In terms of side dishes, bread and pickled vegetables are ideal options. Kremna Rezina. Kremna Rezina, also known as kremšnita or bled cream cake, is a beloved Slovenian dessert based on an Austrian pastry called kremšnit. Bled cream cake is particularly associated with the town of Bled in the northern region, hence its alternative name. The modern recipe was created by a chef in Bled in the mid-20th century. Kremna Rezina consists of 2 layers of crisp puff pastry with a thick layer of vanilla custard and whipped cream in between. The puff pastry is typically dusted with sugar icing on top. Check before eat foodies. To subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos stay connected.